The thing about words is that they're arbitrary designations, and they freeze meaning. They don't allow for nuance or any sort of spectrum, and that's one of the difficulties and limitations of language. And then when you add religious superstition and fear, guilt, and shame of the human body, this is what religion has done to us in this area of obscenity. It has taken the human body, its functions concerning sex, and as it happens, excretory procedures, and assigned to it an evil, bad attitude. I'm sorry, I'm not being too articulate about this.
Yes, you are.
I'm trying to rush. But it has to do with superstition. It is not reality. The two most uncompromising forces in human experience are going to the bathroom and having sex.
Yep.
And these are the two things that are obscene. Not the taking of human life, but these two things are considered obscene, and these are the most irrepressible forces in nature.
It's what Howard Stern gets in trouble for.
Well, Howard,
talking about that stuff.
Yeah, I know, but he does it. You know, he has to be kind of cute. Show us your breast.
That's true. That's true. He's on radio, and, he got in a lot of trouble. I mean, a lot of stations he was on got fined, and he went through hell.
Well,
kind of like you.
My case was the one that established that. Those 7 dirty words became a Supreme Court case because a radio station played my record on the air in 1973. And in 78, the Supreme Court decided 5-4 these words were indecent when played on the radio.
Did the radio station keep its license?
It was, yes, it did. It did. It was WBAI. It was not a commercial station. It was a listener-supported station.
Ah. And they kept their license. So,
they kept their license.
Yeah, that really is a big victory, actually.
Yeah, and it's funny. They'll just they'll just define it any way they want to get what they need, what they think they need. But it's so absurd. I mean, I just read Newsweek, and it's got a story about John McCain, and it says how he said F blank 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 Y blank blank blank. Now there it is in plain black and white. They didn't say the 2 words, but it's clear what they meant, and every reader was intended to know what they meant.
Of course.
So apparently knowing what he said wouldn't hurt you or corrupt you morally.
But actually hearing it.
But to print the actual letters would somehow violate something. This is how simple-minded and how thin this philosophy is of censoring. And other places probably wouldn't say the F blank blank blank. They just say blank or expletive. And there's no real standard for this. It's all haphazard, and it's all based on religious fear, guilt, and superstition.
In the general media, is that ever going to change? In our lifetimes, maybe that's a better question, is that ever going to change? Is the world going to just open up?
Well, there is erosion. I mean, Newsweek would not have even put that much in there 10 years ago, or certainly 20 years ago. So there's a certain erosion that takes place. But, no, I can tell you a 10-letter and a 12-letter one that they'll never print, unless it's a magazine with a smaller circulation that doesn't depend so much on mass advertising. It all has to do with earning the buck. Yeah.
Money.
Yeah, not offending a buyer.